Having made her debut in the original Borderlands' third DLC, The Secret Armory of General Knox, Athena was one of many girls trained since childhood to become an assassin for the Atlas Corporation. Due to the shady practices of pretty much every mega corporation back then, this was not done morally. Athena was taken from her family. The only named character we know of is her sister Jess. As standard practice for the Lance assassins, they forced the girls at some point to murder their parents, making them loyal to Atlas and its principles. While Athena never mentions this firsthand, it is acknowledged that this was something she was forced to do.
You'll do it, or I'll kill whichever members of your family Atlas didn't already force you to murder.
Fine.
Over time, she became one of Atlas's best assassins, even describing herself as the top operative, and became leader of an Omega squad. At some point in time, her and her team were sent down to the planet of Pandora to help out with any and all problems that might arise trying to capture the planet's vault. She was put under the command of General Knox. He's a very cynical but proud individual. He didn't think that the Lance assassins were necessary on Pandora, but after Athena and her group cleared out T-Bone Junction, he reconsidered.
I told you idiots, we don't need assassins here. There's nobody on this spinning stink nugget of a planet you couldn't just kill with a heavy rock and a can-do attitude. Athena and the rest of her lady ninjas would be better served on a planet where the air doesn't taste like armpit sweat.
You see, despite everything that she's been through, Athena always kept a singular goal in mind, and that was the hope to find her sister she lost long ago and escape together. She worked towards this and managed to disguise her actions and duty in the pursuit of this goal. This is how she ended up on Pandora. It's where she wanted to get to, and it's where she believed her sister to be. Approaching ever closer to her goal, she would have to report into General Knox frequently, where she would talk about this.
Yeah, ignore my last message. The assassins might actually be kind of useful. Athena's girls cleared out the roads around T-Bone Junction, didn't leave one bandit standing. She asked permission to look for somebody named Jess in the villages nearby, which I granted. Seems like a nice enough kid, which, given what I hear you guys do to the assassins when they're children, is pretty damn impressive.
He would give her permission to search for her as he didn't really care, where she eventually found her.
Athena smiled today. That was kind of creepy. She got back from a recon around 0300, said she had a good lead on this Jess chick she'd been looking for. I just kind of grunted at her. She wouldn't stop talking, all excited. Said they were sisters or something. Said she'd been looking for her since she was a kid. Said that they'd escape Pandora together once she found her. Like I said, nice enough kid. Don't screw her over or I'll be pissed.
But you see, Knox made one vital error in his ramblings of an update to Atlas, and that was bringing up Athena and what she was doing. Knox might have just been reminiscing about his day and what was happening because he had to, but his mentioning that Athena plans on leaving Atlas after she reunites with her sister to them was treason. To keep her in the core, Atlas made swift moves to send the Lance assassins out to the village Jess was in and ordered a Code 64 where everyone was killed, including Jess, who Athena accidentally murdered herself.
You assholes. What the hell did she do to you to deserve that? You order a Code 64 on a village knowing full well her sister lived there? For hell's sake, she took out her own sister in all the confusion because you ordered thermals only. You had to tie up that one last loose end just to keep her in the core. So that's what happens when you know too much to leave, but you're too good at your job to die. When she realized what she'd done, she got a little stabby. She's in the brig now. Probably ship her back to Atlas HQ tomorrow. God, I hate this place.
As the Echo stated, Athena went mental. The singular goal that had kept her motivated all of her life was taken from her, fully aware of what they were doing. She lashed out at anyone and everyone she could, but was eventually subdued and put in the brig. This didn't last long, as she was eventually capable of escaping. A bounty was then put on her. She swore revenge on Atlas and everyone who was a part of it. She set out on a goal to kill them all. And this is where the events of the secret armory of General Knox take place. During her period of being AWOL, she had come to meet some of the friendly locals willing to help her, like Scooter and Moxie. She'd come to hear of the 4 Vault Hunters who fought against Atlas and Commandant Steele and won, and believes they could be a valuable asset. She reaches out to them promising rewards of guns and money, which they of course accept. She initially hides out at one of Moxie's bars, but due to the bounty, it incentivizes others to take action. A man by the name of Shank and his men are capable of kidnapping her, but not without a fight. Moxie leads the characters to her location to free her, and while she was in a cell, the prisoners didn't do anything to her. She actually says it was kind of nice.
Your rescue is most agreeable. Thank you. But to be honest, mostly they just wanted to do my nails and talk about boys all the time. I almost sort of liked it here. They were like the sisters I never had because Atlas duped me into killing them. Wow. That got heavy, didn't it?
Throughout the rest of the DLC, she helps orchestrate and execute the demise of Atlas. Together, they kill off the remaining Lance assassins, as well as kill General Knox himself, signifying an end to Atlas's endeavors on Pandora. While the Vault Hunter's mission was over, Athena was far from it. She would wander Pandora in search of any and all remaining Atlas employees and slaughter them. She was single-handedly responsible for the failure of the Gortys project, another Atlas endeavor to hunt a vault on Pandora that was continuously moving, but Athena didn't care about that, just sending messages out to the Atlas workers, letting them know that she was coming to kill them.
Message 1. Athena, Gortys facility, Old Haven.
Hello, Pollux. Too bad I missed you in Old Haven. As you've no doubt surmised, the Gortys project has been terminated. And now that you have no soldiers under your command, I regret to inform you that you've been relieved of your duties. I'll come by soon to ease your transition into retirement.
But the life of revenge is not a high-paying one. Athena needed to take jobs to sustain her from time to time. One job opportunity came her way when a Hyperion programmer named Jack offered her and a few others a really big payday to help him hunt a vault. This was an offer that she accepted. Athena, alongside Wilhelm, Nisha, Timothy, Aurelia, and Claptrap, all contributed in the takedown of the Lost Legion and inadvertently the assistance in helping create the persona of Handsome Jack. Athena was probably the most conflicted of them all throughout the journey, as she saw the many wrongdoings and the descent of the path that he went down. But this journey wasn't all negatives. Throughout her ventures, she had met a woman named Janie Springs. She's a junk dealer that initially helped them out on their journey. Throughout the game and the side missions she provides, she frequently flirted with Athena, which seems to have successfully worked.
Athena, I saw the laser go. My dear lady, I owe you a drink. No arguments.
Maybe later. Right now, I've got a job to finish.
After Jack opened the vault, she took her up on her offers and the two started dating. They moved to Hollow Point together. But such a life decision did not come cheap. Made even more difficult due to the fact that Athena had thrown away all of the money Jack had paid her for the job in the first place. Now, with an expensive life decision and no money, she felt that her hands were tied, and so she took up another offer Jack had provided her. This time, she ventured into the mind of Claptrap, where the events of the Claptastic voyage would take place. Once again, Jack proves himself too immoral for Athena to further associate herself with. After the Claptrap line is destroyed, she officially cuts all ties to him, wanting to instead look towards her much brighter future with Janie. Janie, however, wasn't a fan of the dangerous life Athena lived and asked that she put it behind her. She couldn't live constantly being worried whether or not she would go and get herself killed. And so, Athena agreed. She retired from her life as a freelance assassin. Or so Janie would think. In reality, it was the only thing she was good at, so she kept taking jobs behind her back. One such job was from an old con artist named Felix, who also lived in Hollow Point. He had hired Athena for the sole purpose of protecting and looking over his 2 adoptive daughters. Due to their illegal line of work, he knew that they would need someone with Athena's skills to help them out. This all of course came to fruition in the events of Tales from the Borderlands. After a deal gone wrong puts the daughters against the mob boss Valerie, Athena finds it her cue to step in and save the sisters from some hired hitmen. While the girls initially believe she is an assassin trying to kill them, the true motive of her action is to help. This is made even more complicated due to the girls having befriended Scooter, where Janie is also working. So Athena is forced to live a double life, pretending to be retired while also protecting Sasha and Fiona. While she would let them leave on their own for now, so to not blow her cover, she was more than fully capable of recognizing the trouble they had gotten themselves into. So after the characters obtained the now rediscovered Gortys project that she stopped, Athena once again shows up to save them from Valerie herself. To uphold the job she was hired for, she decides to look over the girls and mentor them until she feels that her contract has been fulfilled.
Felix wanted me to pass along some knowledge, to mentor you, to help you survive. He felt you two had some untapped potential.
You couldn't have told us this earlier?
It's not exactly something you scream down an alley when you've got Valerie's goons running around. My work requires some discretion.
Oh, discretion. When you say that, are you referring to the part where you were chasing us through Hollow Point, trying to behead us with your shield?
If I wanted to behead you, it would have happened.
Whoa, don't be mad we got away.
Thanks for stepping in with Valerie.
Sure. Don't mention it. Ugh. Look, I know you two have been through a lot, but I assure you I'm here to help. And I don't anticipate that'll be very long, because when I feel the contract is filled, I'll be out of your lives. So let's just get through this.
Well, welcome aboard, I guess.
Thank you.
She mainly finds herself looking over Fiona. While a job would take the group to an old Atlas facility where the only remaining employee she didn't kill remains, Athena instills some of her own Vault Hunter mentorship on the aspiring Fiona. While she has begun to ignite the spark of adventure within new blood, Valerie and her group launch a sneak attack to reclaim Gortys. To deal with Athena, Valerie had enlisted the assistance of the Crimson Raiders. More specifically, Mordecai and Brick, who were sent here by Lilith to capture Athena for her assistance in helping Handsome Jack. While she would put up one hell of a fight holding back both Mordecai and Brick, she is bested due to her valuing the safety of Fiona over herself. She is captured and drugged back to Sanctuary, where she is tied up and placed in front of a firing squad, forced to recount the events that transpired on Elpis. At the end of her story, Lilith deems it not justifiable and orders the execution of her, but she is saved thanks to the Watcher, who Athena also had a run-in on Elpis with, heeding a warning that war was coming. This saved Athena's life. Lilith then released her, and while the story does technically end there, an unspecified canon still comes into play during the events of Tales from the Borderlands. Athena and Janie are amongst the recruitable characters you can summon to help assist you in the battle against the Traveler. When recruited, Athena is seen working at a skag grill in Prosperity Junction. Also, if you told Janie that Athena said that she loved her, the two revealed that they're actually getting married.
You'll do fine out there.
That means a lot.
You all are coming to the wedding, right?
What happened to a little thing?
Come on, had Fiona not told me how you felt, we might not be getting married.
I guess that's true.
It is uncertain how much of which character is canon in the branching story that is Tales from the Borderlands, and considering we have yet to see either Athena or Janie since, we don't know the fate of these two or what they've been up to. But it's definitely safe to assume Athena's days of danger and killing are not over. So as long as the Watcher's warning lingers, she's still on the list of characters the Crimson Raiders will be ringing up. So for now, that does it for the history of Athena. Definitely one of the most deadly and popular characters to have arisen since the release of the first game. If there are any other characters you'd like to see me do the history of, then be sure to let me know in the comments below, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.